Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bryndís, and in this video, I'm talking about the books I want to read in April. So, as you can see, probably I've moved around again. I like to just move things around in this apartment, I have to say. But I moved my TBR shelves. They're like, you can't see the last one, but there are like 4 shelves basically of my physical TBR. I moved it to next to my red shelves over there. Kind of still figuring out how I want to. I'll probably change it around again because that seems to be a thing for me. I like to do that. So what I'm gonna read in April. It's been very interesting to follow kind of this discussion that's been going on BookTube about whether people are reading too much. Is it possible to read too much? Structured reading versus kind of unstructured, pure mood reading, and stuff like that. And it made me definitely reflect. On my own reading kind of habits, but. And I also got a very interesting comment on one of my videos recently. I think it was my March pile of possibility videos, because when I was picking books from my TBR jars, I was like vetoing them because I don't feel like reading this, I don't feel like reading that. And the suggestion was to put just to each month to select the books that I want to read. And maybe, I don't know, 10 or 15 or whatever, how many I would put in there that I know that I would like to read and just pick from there. I think that's a fantastic suggestion that I will definitely incorporate maybe next time. But this time, I just already know what I want to read for April. There are just books that have been screaming at me lately, and I'm just gonna get to them. I'm not gonna wait to read them. I put them in the jar. I'm just gonna read them because I really want to read them. So it's gonna be a little bit. There's not gonna be any TBR jars today. It's just gonna be me telling you what I'm thinking, at least, or that I would like to read. Like I think I've said before, whether I call this a TBR or a pile of possibility, I kind of I feel that I'm treating my pile of possibility the same that I treated my TBR before. I've never been like, oh, I have to read it because it's on my TBR. I've always if I didn't get to it, or if I just wasn't in the mood to read it when it was next on the list, I just didn't read it. I'm not feeling any differently towards my reading this year than I did last year, if you know what I mean. So then whatever you call it is not really important, obviously. So it's a TBR / pile of possibilities, basically, that I'm going to be showing you for April. Okay, so first of all, I have 2 books that I'm carrying with me from March. I had an excellent reading month in March, which I will talk about in my March wrap-up. But I read so many good books, but I was very slow or late in getting actually to the mammoths that I was reading. But I started them, both of them, in March, but they are huge. So I'm bringing them with me to April because I'm enjoying them, even though I'm not that far into them. So the first book that I'm going to be continuing to read in April is The Priory of the Orange Tree. And as you can see, I'm just how many pages is that? 100, I'm on page 117 of 58,000 or something. 800 or something like that. So so far I'm loving it, and I don't think there's gonna be any issue of me finishing it, and I should finish it in April. But if I don't, I will just take it with me to May as well, because it's very enjoyable, it's very good, and at least so far I'm enjoying it. And then my other mammoth is Anna Karenina. I think I finally know how to say that last name. Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. And again, I'm also I'm filming this a little bit there's still a week left of March. So, take that into consideration. But I'm also very short I've just briefly, oh my God, English, language, what is it even? I'm not far into the book, but I'm already enjoying it. I'm already taking notes and stuff like that. So far I'm loving it. I haven't met Anna Karenina yet. I've met her, is it her brother? Yes, her brother, and beautifully the man was in love with Anna Karenina's brother's sister-in-law. So they went ice skating and whatever. So very short, very like little progress as of yet, but both of these are coming with me to April and into May and June, July if I have to. I will finish these books. I'm enjoying them, but I'm not going to hurry. And that's one of the things that I've definitely been reflecting on lately because I read a lot. And I had to like stop and think because I was listening to all these people talking about these things. And I was just thinking like, am I reading too fast? Like, am I not like enjoying the books because I'm going through them so fast? And I don't think I am. I mean, I'm sure maybe some of the books that I read, if they are not capturing me, but I still want to read them, maybe I, read through them very fast. But I don't speed up my audiobooks. Like 99% of the time, I don't speed them up. So I listen to them at 1.0. So I'm not speeding through my audiobooks for sure. But I'm a very fast reader. Like I will read 100 pages in an hour very easily. Like I'm a very fast reader of physical books. So I don't know. I don't think I'm reading too fast that I'm sacrificing the enjoyment. But I think it's good to reflect on these things from time to time. And so we'll see. I'm not gonna hurry through these. I'm listening to this one on audio, Anna Karenina, narrated by Davina Porter. Really enjoying that. But I'm reading this physically, and I will say that it is heavy, even though it's a paperback. It is a little bit. It's a slog reading it, and it's a little bit stiff. But I will read these books and enjoy them very much, and you just have to wait until my April wrap up to see if I finish them or not. So in April there are, I'm sure, thousands of reading events and read-alongs and all these things. I'm gonna participate in 2 of them, unless something super interesting comes up and I will just jump on that train. But I'm participating in 2 of these and 2 reading events. And one of them is People April, which is to read like a biography or a memoir or something like that. I'm just gonna read one, at least I think so. And I'm gonna read Lucy Worsley's Agatha Christie. So I'm very excited about that and really excited about getting to know Agatha Christie a little bit better. I read all of her work and I'm currently rereading all of her work. So, I'm a fan, but it would be really interesting to see, to learn. I don't really know a lot about her except that she was English and wrote mysteries. So that's gonna be fun. And I've read Lucy Worsley's biography of Jane Austen and I love that one. So so I'm excited about that. I do have this as an audiobook, I think. But if not, that's fine. I can just read the physical book, in between The Priory of the Orange Tree. I actually enjoy having like a fantasy book and then something else to kind of change. Like when I was reading the Mistborn series, I always had other physical books that I would kind of sometimes jump into. So it's good to have something else to kind of, change up my reading a little bit. And then the other event that I want to join is the Sagalong. And so I'm sorry, I don't remember now. I will put it in my description who is like like the April people who are like organizing that event. I will put all the information on the channels that you can go and check out if you're interested in that. And again, I'm also in Sagalong. I watched steps at Rainer Reed's to her announcement video of Sagalong, or I think that's what it's called. She was Dagny, the mystical witch or something. I don't know what she was, but it was brilliant. It was so fantastic. And they are actually, so it's an event in April, and they are actually reading 2 of the Icelandic sagas, which I think is perfect because I've been wanting to read more of the Icelandic sagas. If you're new to my channel, I am Icelandic, I live in Iceland, and I've read a few of them. I mean, we read them in like lower secondary school, like when we're maybe around 15, and then again in upper secondary school at like 17, 18. You know, so I've read a couple of them in school, but I have not read a lot of them for sure. And they are reading in this event. They're reading the saga of Eric the Red and the saga of the Greenlanders, which is like often referred to in combination as the Vinland sagas. So, which is kind of the sagas of how these Vikings or these Norsemen went from Iceland to North America. And I've never read these, so I went on a hunt to the thrift store because, you know, I'm on a book buying ban, so I wasn't allowed to buy like expensive Icelandic sagas. But only copies I found of those sagas. They are not very, very necessary. Well, probably Eric the Red is probably more popular than the saga of the Greenlanders, but I couldn't find them. I found like Eric's saga in like a very kind of high school type of edition that I had no interest in reading. Because I want to read it like in the original. I don't want to read the modern language sagas. So I went to the bookstore, and they actually in the bookstore they had the Penguin Classics editions of the Eric the Red saga and the saga of the Greenlanders in the English translation. I was so tempted, people, because I love the black Penguin Classics books. But I was just like, no, woman, you are not reading the Icelandic sagas in English. So I ended up buying this book. Yeah, it's a big book, but don't worry, the sagas are so there are several. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sagas in this volume, and it's the Icelandic ancient scripts is the name here, and it was published by the Icelandic Ancient Script Association, or however you would translate it. And so this edition was actually published in 1985. I'm sure this may have been printed late. It's very beautiful. It's like pristine. It's like brand new. It was expensive. I broke my book buying ban, but this is something I will have for life. Anyway, so the first saga that we are reading is the saga of Eric the Red, this is how it is in Icelandic. Eric Saga the Red, basically. And it's in this kind of very nice, I love this kind of edition where it's very like almost a copy of the original with all these beautiful and as you can see the notes, so this is the text and these are the notes. This is the text and these are the notes. Yeah, so the text is here and all the notes, because it's in Old Icelandic, Old Norse, and I can read that, but it's not like super easy. And then we have the saga of the Greenlanders, which is then here as well, the same. So I look forward to reading these. They are very small, so they both tell the story of how the Icelanders found and settled in Greenland. And then when they sailed to what we call the Wineland the Good, or like Wineland the Good is basically there. And it's really interesting that they are not apparently, I didn't actually remember this, that some people say that Leif the Lucky, son of Eric, found or discovered North America. But here there's actually another man who is actually discovered it, but then Leif went later to like explore. Interesting. Yeah, but it's also funny that these sagas are not among the greatest of the ancient sagas in like how they are in the literature, or like how they are how would you like like in the art of the telling or this of, yeah, I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know how to, but they are like talking about these fantastic sea explorers basically. So I look forward to reading them, and they are not super long, so that's gonna be fun. Obviously I'm reading them physically, but yeah, so those are the Icelandic sagas. So those are my events, books for the events, and I'm really looking forward to diving into both of these. And then, so generally I find that I want to have a classic and then a non-classic on the go. And obviously Anna Karenina, I don't know if I can finish it in April. We'll just have to see. But I do know that the next book that I want to read in the classics is The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. And I have this as an audiobook. But it's huge. I don't know exactly how long the audiobook is, but just this book is like, oh, there are a lot of, oh, yeah, so it's almost 800 pages or something. So it's basically a mammoth again. And I know that I'm not gonna want to go from this mammoth to this mammoth without any break in between. So if I feel like I really want to read a classic, maybe I just want to take a break. Maybe I can take a break for a couple of weeks after finishing this, before I finish this, right? Before I start this. I may not get to this in April for sure, because this is Anna Karenina is such a long book. But I decided I'm gonna have a short classic on the go, like on my list, just in case I still have the urge to read a classic after Anna Karenina. So maybe I want to take a break. I mean, sometimes it's good to take a break from this kind of type of literature before you get back into it. Although I'm really enjoying classics at the moment, so maybe I don't want to take a break. So a lot of caveats here, but I decided to put this on my list. So this is Silas Marner by George Eliot. I'm loving George Eliot so far. I've read two of her books and absolutely love them. And Silas Marner is, I think, also a very good book, and it's quite short. So it's like 161 pages. So I do have it in this edition as well. But I think I'm gonna get rid of this one and keep the Oxford Classics one. I kind of like it more. I don't know. I like both of them, but anyway. So I'm thinking. So this is my thinking. Yeah, we'll see. Is that after Anna Karenina, I will listen to Silas Marner. I also have that as an audiobook. And after Silas Marner, I will get into another huge book, which is the Pickwick Papers. And the reason I want to read the Pickwick Papers is because I've kind of decided to read Charles Dickens in publication order. And the Pickwick Papers is his first book. And then was it February, I think, or January, I read Nicholas Nickleby, which is his second. So I figured I'll just do it in publication order. I like having structure like that. So that's why I'm picking this one. But yeah, so this is gonna be my classic selection for April, and we'll just see if I get to all of them or not. But I'm very excited about all of these. I've been wanting to read Silas Marner for like since I bought this book, like in I think February of last year or something. When did I buy it? Yeah, February of last year. So it's time for me to read it and enjoy it, I'm sure. But yes, like I said, we'll see if I get to them. It's like I'm not nervous about if I get to them or not, but I want to get to them because I'm excited to read them. And so I want to also have some non-classics on the go, and I have like 3 books here that I want to read them so much. But it all depends on how long it takes me to read this one. So these are the books that I have. I have to double check on this one. Maybe I will just double check if I have this as an audiobook. 1 second. No, I don't have it as an audiobook. So I already have these books as physical copies. Now I was a little burnt out after last year from reading a lot of physical copies of books. I think that's because I'm in like the final year of my PhD, so all I do all day is read physical like books with my eyeballs, and so listening to audiobooks is just such a relief. So I haven't been, I was kind of like not thinking that I was going to read a lot of physical books this year, but I kind of found my desire for it again. But again, this is so big. I mean, these 2 are quite small, and this one isn't like huge. So I don't know if it is actually very smart of me to add to this pile of physical books. But I do have some books that I still want to add. Because this is obviously nonfiction. This is kind of nonfiction. I mean, there's some debate. I mean, it's supposedly historical, but it's been kind of dramatized, basically, I think. It was written down a few hundred years after the events of the saga, so things have, it's like I'm sure you know. But anyway, so these are kind of both nonfiction, and this is obviously fiction. So I feel I need to have more fiction as physical copies. Oh my god, this is so difficult. I want to read so much. So I have 3 books here that I want to put on my pile of possibilities, but I don't have audiobooks for any of them. But I'm gonna put them. I'm gonna be brave. Like I said, I'm not worried if I can't get to them. Then I won't get to them. Like, it's not a big deal. But I wanna read, I'm so excited about reading this. The Frugal Wizard's Handbook for Surviving Medieval England by Brandon Sanderson. So this one is gonna go on my pile of possibilities for sure. I don't have it as an audiobook. The other one is Maggie Farrell's The Marriage Portrait. So historical fiction. And then the third one is The Secrets of Hardwood Hall by Katie Lumsden of Books and Things here on BookTube, also historical fiction. I am feeling very drawn to historical fiction. Historical fiction is definitely one of my top genres. I used to read almost only historical fiction, so I'm definitely feeling the pull. I'm feeling the pull. Yeah, so these books will be in a book haul coming up. One, two, three, four, 6 books, 7, 8, 9. 9 books. I mean, that's definitely within my bounds. I would say that on average, I read around 10 books a month, give or take. But with 2 of them being mammoths, I don't know. What do you think, people? Am I just losing my mind, given that I'm going into April, which is crunch time for finishing my dissertation, plus end of semester or starting of the end of the semester, so much grading. So is this slow and intentional reading, or is this insanity? What do you think? I'm gonna put them all on the pile, and we'll just then have to see what happens, basically. But these are all books I'm extremely excited about reading, and I would be so excited if I can get to all of them. But if not, I will probably carry them all over to May, because it's just yeah, these are all books that I'm dying to read, basically. So yeah, my pile of possibility / TBR is ready for April. What are you reading in April? Are you gonna participate in People April or even the Sagalong? Check out my description for the announcement videos or whatever that I can find for the people who are so fantastic in organizing all these fantastic reading events. It's just fantastic that people take the time to do that. I just very, very enjoyable reading events in general, or often at least. So yes, I'm excited. What about you? Are you looking forward to April? Spring is in the air here in Iceland, although it's still very cold. But April is almost not even spring. It might still snow and all of those things. So May, I would say, is really spring, but I can definitely feel the spring kind of, it's peeping around the corner for sure. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, thank you for watching, and let's have a chat in the comments, but see you in my next one. Bye.